I'm going to try and demonstrate how I'm going to try and get narrower on the front end. Apologies for the camera quality, my webcam's not very good and it's a bit wonky, but I think I should still be able to demonstrate how in cueing certain things I can get my shoulders a lot narrower on the front end. So in terms of my extensions, I've essentially got my arm pad cups as low as possible and they sit on like the bottom of my forearm, like almost my elbow. So this would be a completely relaxed position, so there's no tension in the shoulders, neck. So yeah, this would be like if I was sitting up for a roundabout in the extensions or whatever. So the first thing that I do to try and get my shoulders narrower is actually just burying my head. So in getting my head down, even though my shoulders are still relaxed to the same extent, the burying the head does bring them in slightly. Don't know if you can notice that, but there is a difference, and that's with completely relaxed shoulders. Having the arm pad cups like essentially touching, I mean that gap between my arms and my chest is relatively small, but if you can bury the head and fill that gap with your helmet, that's obviously what we're aiming to do. And that's still looking over my hand, good sighting, not burying my head and not looking where I'm going. So that's the first thing, and like I say, not much tension developed in doing that. And the next thing I found is actually pushing my elbows and lower forearm outwards, so against the outside of the pads. My arm pad cups are really close together, but then I'm pushing against them, and I've got these really deep ones from Drag to Zero, so I'm able to do that. Obviously if you've got shallower cups then that'll be more difficult, but nice tall ones you're able to push against it. So that's pushing. It's like trying to push your shoulders outwards, that's what it feels like, and in the process they get narrower. So then combining this, I mean you can see the difference, how it makes the shoulders narrower, but the real difference is when I bury my head, much narrower. Like, I'm surprised at how much different that made. So I first noticed this when I was outdoor riding and I was looking at my shadow and I tried doing it and I'm like, hang on a second, that's quite narrow. But yeah, I haven't realised how significant it was, so definitely going to keep working on this, because that is much narrower. So that looks really good. It's hard to hold, but with practice you definitely get there. Then I'd say the third thing I'd cue would be try and turtle my neck inwards, so bring that neck, get it shorter. Now I have found it does look like this narrows the shoulders again. It's hard to tell because I'm probably pulling them further away from the webcam, but I think it does make them narrower. But I'd say the main benefit of this would be in closing the gap between the helmet and the shoulders, so hopefully you've got that smoother transition. And my three would be burying my head, pushing against the outside of the arm pad cups, and then turtling my neck inwards. So together, fully relaxed, down, tenting against the edge of the cups, and then neck in. And I'd say the neck in makes more of a difference from the side profile, but I think it does make the shoulders slightly narrower. Still looking over the top of my hands, not just burying my head and not looking. But yeah, I think that looks good. And you know, I'd almost resign myself to the fact that I've got naturally big shoulders, I'm always going to be a double-decker bus looking like this. But I think people's shoulders work in different ways. Cueing different things works for different people. But this looks good for me, so I'm going to keep working on it and hopefully it'll help me get more aero. So one more time, fully relaxed, bury the head, push in, then turtle the neck inwards. I mean, that's a very tense position, but if it's aero, it's aero, so might be worth it.